Good morning, everybody out there in YouTube land. Well, gotta excuse my appearance. A little nasty at the moment. Just woke up in a rest area. Haven't had my shower or shave yet. I'll stop up here. It'll take me a couple hours to get to a pilot, so I can become a human being again. But something set on my mind last night. Seeing these people, truck drivers, protesting in Washington, D.C. I wanted to post my views on this. I am a truck driver. I love this industry. With that said, these idiots that are in Washington, D.C., they don't represent me. They don't speak for me. None of them asked me my opinion. I want to make that perfectly clear. Let me explain why. I saw on Facebook last night that truck drivers have been protesting by blocking traffic, impeding traffic on the highways and the interstates. That's just wrong. Tell me how that's different than Black Lives Matters standing in the middle of the street. You tell me how that's different than these vegetarians thinking that they have the right to stand and block the entrances to meat packing plants so the trucks can't get in and out. You tell me how that's different than snowflakes standing in the middle of the road trying to bring attention to their liberal agenda. How is that different? Let me tell you, folks, you have the right to free speech to say whatever you want. Also understand that free speech has consequences. You can say whatever you want. You also have a right to state a grievance toward your government. It just means that, state a grievance. Well, let me go back to free speech first of all. Free speech, the reason why we have the right of free speech is not to protect the speech that we all agree on. Free speech is to protect that speech that we don't agree on, that we don't like, so that you have the right to say it without being incarcerated, without being harmed, or without being injured by your fellow people. It's a free ability to distribute ideas. That's the purpose of free speech. Now, protesting. You have the right to protest. But you have the right to protest because you have the right to state a grievance toward your government. Well, let me tell you something about that. You don't have the right to impede the liberties of other people. You can protest, you can say, this is what's pissing me off, but you don't have the right to stand in front of somebody else and not allow them get by. You do not have the right to clog up the highways. You don't have the right to stand in the road. You don't have the right to take the liberties from another individual for a damn thing. You don't speak for me. What I see you doing, I'm ashamed of. Act like children. Act like vile, uneducated pieces of crap is what you act like. I'm talking about those people that think they have the right to use their trucks as weapons against the American people. Now, a lot of you aren't going to like what I have to say. Well, frankly, I don't give a damn. Now, you notice by the language I'm using, y'all have done pissed me off. You don't speak for me. I'm ashamed to be associated with you. I think you're pieces of crap. If you don't like the laws, you change them. But you change them the right way. You don't use your truck as a weapon or a barrier against the American people. Also, this bit about, well, we're going to shut down, we're not going to haul any freight for 7 days. That's an act of terrorism. An absolute act of terrorism. This nation runs on this freight. These people out here in these houses, they have to have this freight that's in the back of my box right now. I'm hauling frozen food. I'm feeding the people of America. Stop running for 7 days? Are you insane? Because of our economy and because of our commerce and the way that we do things, we have gone to a just-in-time delivery system. In any city, there's only enough food and supplies to last on the grocery shelves and in the warehouses of that city to sustain that population for 3 days. 3 days. You stop running freight for 7 days, people start starving. People start going without. You're a bunch of idiots. Absolute terroristic idiots. Yeah, I'm mad. You have a right to state a grievance. You have a right to protest. You don't have the right to impede the liberties of other people or harm other people or harm this nation in doing so. You don't like the freight rates? Well, I tell you what, you have the freedom of choice. Quit hauling it. Refuse to take a load for less than $2 a mile. Leave it sitting on the dock. See, every man has the right to call his own price. You don't have to be subject to a slave to take what anybody else hands you. You have a choice. You can either haul it or not. Now, if people would start leaving that cheap freight on the dock until somebody's willing to pay you a decent wage to pull it somewhere, that's the way that free market, free enterprise works. You can't get freight moved at $1.50 a mile if nobody's willing to pull it because they can't make a profit with it. Your operating cost when you're driving a truck, tractor, or trailer probably is realistically somewhere between $1.20 and $1.30 a mile. That's the expense of your truck, the wear and tear on your truck, the maintenance, the fuel. All that comes into play. Now you may think that you can haul freight and your cost is 30 cents a mile because that's how much fuel it costs. Well, if you think that, you're an idiot. You don't know business. You don't know your own job if that's what you think. And guess what? You're pulling freight for less than $1 a mile as an owner-operator. You ain't gonna be an owner-operator very long. Yeah, I'm mad. I believe in the United States of America. I believe in the King James Bible. And I believe in the free enterprise capitalistic system. It works. It's the best thing for the people of a nation. Always has been. America, that experiment. That man can self-govern himself. We don't need a king. We don't need to be ruled by force. You have an idea? You get out there and disseminate it amongst the public, and you promote it peacefully. Be kind to people. You're not going to win the hearts and minds of the American people by emptying the shelves in their stores. You're not going to win the minds and hearts of the people of this nation by taking your trucks and blocking traffic so they can't get to work. I have done a lot of protesting in my day. I've been politically active. Yes, in my younger years, I thought that with my education I was going to save the world. Well, you know what I learned? The world don't want to be saved. So, if the world don't want to be saved, grab you a lawn chair, put you a 6-pack of beer in a cooler, sit on top of the hill, and watch the damn thing burn. But to think that you're going to use your trucks as weapons against the American people is the most asinine, criminal thing I've ever heard. A lot of you aren't going to like this video. Well, guess what? For those of you that don't like my video, I don't give a damn. There's other ways to do what you want to get accomplished. Let's talk about ELDs. I'm just going to throw it out there. I love my ELD. You're dadgum right, I do. You know why? I run legal. I don't want to have to sit here and play with a coloring book to graph out this, write this out, do this and do that either. Because I'm lazy. I like my electronic logging device. I reach over here, pop, click a button. I have a keypad. Check it out. A wireless keyboard. I don't have to write. I can type, do whatever I want to. I can send emails. I can do all that stuff. I can communicate. Frickin' paper logbooks. Whenever my e-logs go down, I have to run paper. I hate it. I'm not a newbie either. I got my commercial chauffeur's license in 1984. I started driving a cab over, for God's sake. I've been in this industry a little bit. Your coloring book. The reason why you're against e-logs is because you want to run illegal. You don't like the laws, change them. The problem's not the e-logs. The problem is the hours of service. I got a problem with it too. I don't like them. I don't need a government with their finger up my ass, taking my temperature, telling me when it's safe for me to drive. Because guess what? My government don't frickin' know. Drive 11 hours in a day? You know, that's about the maximum I want to drive. I don't want to drive more than 11 hours a day. So I really don't have a problem with the 11-hour rule. I don't think it's right that the government can make that choice for me. I don't. The real problem is not the 11-hour-a-day rule. The big problem is the 14 hours of service rule. 14 hours of on duty. That's a continuous clock. That's not right. It's stupid. It does exactly the opposite of what they're trying to accomplish with it. They want to make sure that you have plenty of time to get rest. Well, guess what? We ain't all made exactly the same. I like to wake up in the morning, drive for a couple hours like I'm doing now, stop, grab me a little bite to eat, drive for a couple more hours, stop, do my fueling, take a shower, all that kind of stuff. I like to do that in the middle of the day. Here's something else. I'm an old man. I want to drive for 4 to 6 hours, and then I want to take a nap for an hour or two. I can't do that because of not because of e-logs, but because of hours of service, that 14-hour clock. I can't take that 1 hour, 2 hour nap because I lose that time to make a living. That's what's wrong. You know, you might as well throw the 70-hour clock out the window too. Saying that I can only work so many days a week, and then I have to shut down for a day and a half. Why? You know, when you do that, guess what? I'm somewhere else. I'm not at home. I don't work a 9 to 5. I don't sit behind a desk. I don't go to an office every day. So when you force me to shut down for 34 hours, you're not making me take a break at my house, spend time with my family, sit in my recliner, watch my idiot FBI CIA programming device they call a TV. No. When you force me to shut down for 34 hours, it's in a godforsaken parking lot, in some shipper, some truck stop, 600, 1,000 miles away from my home. Most asinine thing I ever heard of. Your problem is not e-logs. Your problem is hours of service. You don't like the laws, change them. You don't change them by imposing your views on others by force. Well, I'm sure I've ranted long enough. People, I know that you don't ever see this side of me. I am an old Marine Sergeant type. I can get a little riled up. But when I see people in Washington, D.C. saying that they represent the trucking industry, well, guess what? I'm part of the industry. And you don't represent me. So shut your face about it. You don't have my vote. There's a right way to do things. And running around acting like immature, spoiled brat children is not the way to do it. I'm done. Get up here and give me a shower and become a human being. I may be mad at you. I still love each and every one of you. Eventually I will forgive you. Y'all have a blessed day.